Norway is renowned for its stunning fjords, Viking history, and well-established oil industry. As such, it may not seem like the typical champion of renewable energy, but this Nordic nation has carved out an indelible niche in the annals of renewable energy history and offers a glimpse into what our renewable energy future could look like.
Norway is one of the world's biggest producers of oil and gas, but it's water that provides almost all its domestic power. Its steep valleys and abundant rainfall are perfect for hydroelectricity. Huge reservoirs feed a network of pipes and turbines built inside the mountains, producing so much green energy that some will now be exported to Britain through a cable under the North Sea, the longest in the world.
In this video, we'll explore Norway's renewable energy landscape, including its history of renewable energy use and widespread adoption of electric vehicles. We'll also uncover why Norway has been so focused on developing its renewable energy resources and what we can learn from the country. Before we proceed though, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, could I please request that you do so? We're a team that's working really hard to bring you these videos, and we need to reach 1,000 subscribers so YouTube will allow us to monetize our channel. Your support means everything to us, even if it's free. Now without further ado, let's dive in. Norway's journey towards renewable energy dates back several decades. The country is blessed with a geography of high mountains and deep valleys, and it quickly identified hydropower as a significant energy resource in the late 19th century. Norway began tapping into its vast network of rivers and waterfalls and constructed its first hydropower plant in 1891. By the 1920s, Norway was one of the world leaders in hydropower, with almost all of its domestic electricity production coming from this renewable resource. In the 1960s, oil was discovered in the North Sea, and this discovery brought with it a wave of economic prosperity to Norway. The nation quickly became one of the world's leading oil exporters, and fossil fuels dominated the energy landscape. But this newfound wealth didn't eclipse Norway's commitment to renewables. The Norwegian government continued to invest in hydropower infrastructure and maintained stringent environmental regulations. And in the late 20th century, as the world woke up to the realities of climate change, Norway reaffirmed its commitment to renewable energy by introducing a series of policies and incentives to promote the use of renewables and reduce carbon emissions. As the new millennium dawned, Norway also began to invest in other sources of renewable energy. Småla Wind Farm, which is the country's first commercial wind farm, was commissioned in 2002, and the growth of wind energy in Norway has been impressive since. Norway's climate and latitude might not seem conducive to solar power, but the country has also added solar capacity to leverage its long daylight hours during the summer months, and there has been a marked increase in solar power installations in residential areas as well. Today, Norway's energy mix is one of the cleanest in the world. Over 98% of all electricity in Norway is generated from renewable sources, primarily hydropower, and as of 2022, around 70% of Norway's total energy needs were also met using renewable energy. Norway is also home to innovative projects such as the Hywind floating wind farm and continues to invest heavily in renewable energy research and development. The country is aiming to become carbon neutral by 2030, but meeting this target will be challenging since the country's electricity supply and energy use in buildings are already essentially carbon-free, and decarbonization will have to sort in transportation and industry. In its mission to decarbonize, Norway has also been at the forefront in the mass adoption of EVs and has more electric cars per capita than any other country in the world. This is a significant step towards a sustainable future, as it directly contributes to the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and encourages automakers to invest in sustainable technologies and production methods. In a country like Norway, where the majority of electricity is generated from renewable sources, EVs have the added benefit of an even lower environmental footprint than would have been the case if Norway was using fossil fuels for electricity generation. The journey towards EV dominance in Norway began in the early 1990s when the government introduced a range of incentives to make electric cars an attractive option. These included generous subsidies, exemption from value-added tax, and benefits such as free parking, toll exemption, and access to bus lanes. A significant shift occurred in 2017 when Norway announced an ambitious goal that all new cars sold should be zero emissions by 2025. This policy was a part of the government's broader commitment to environmental sustainability, and in 2021, over 50% of all new cars sold in Norway were electric, compared to a current global average of a mere 4%. In 2022, EVs accounted for 79% of new passenger car registrations in Norway, which is significant since even in the USA, EVs make up only 2% of new car sales. The success of EVs in Norway is not only due to favorable policies. The country has also invested heavily in developing the necessary infrastructure and has a widespread network of charging stations throughout the country. This has made owning an electric vehicle in Norway not just feasible, but also highly convenient. Norway has long been a major producer of fossil fuels and remains the biggest oil producer in Western Europe and the third largest exporter of natural gas in the world. Its greenhouse gas emissions back in the 1990s were around 51.7 million tons per year, but the country has been able to significantly curb its CO2 emissions with electric transport. As we look to the future, it is clear that clean transportation will play a critical role in our transition towards sustainability, and Norway has shown that this transition is highly feasible. Renowned for its beautiful reserves of oil and natural gas, Norway may seem an unlikely champion of renewable energy. The country's laser focus on developing its renewable energy sector has been driven by a blend of foresight and pragmatism, and a deep-rooted respect for the environment. Norway's dedication to renewable energy stems from its understanding of the impending climate crisis, and the country sees the need to curb carbon emissions and halt climate change as an ethical responsibility to future generations. Norway is also well aware that fossil fuel reserves are not infinite, and that their extraction comes with significant environmental costs. The country has struck a fantastic balance between economic growth and sustainability by using its oil wealth to fund research and development in renewable energy technologies and prepare for a post-fossil fuel era. Lastly, Norway has also been gifted with just the right geography for being able to harness renewable energy. Its steep mountains and powerful rivers make it ideal for hydropower generation, while its extensive coastline offers excellent conditions for offshore wind farms. Norway's journey provides invaluable insights for countries aiming to increase their renewable energy uses. Here are a few key lessons. Number 1, government policies play a crucial role in encouraging the adoption of renewable energy. Norway's success in electric vehicles and renewable energy can be attributed to a range of incentives from tax breaks and subsidies to stringent environmental regulations. 2, robust infrastructure is also critical, and Norway has invested heavily in infrastructure, including an extensive network of electric vehicle charging stations and hydropower facilities. 3, changing public perception is also crucial, and Norway undertook comprehensive public awareness campaigns to inform its citizens about the benefits of renewable energy, leading to increased public support for green initiatives. Renewable energy prosperity in Norway wouldn't have been possible without the synergy that exists between the Norwegian government and its citizenry. 4, every country has unique geographical features and resources that can be harnessed for renewable energy, and like Norway, other countries should also identify and leverage these natural advantages to their own benefit. Lastly, Norway's approach to managing its oil wealth while investing in renewable energy provides a roadmap for countries seeking to balance economic growth and sustainability. Norway, with its long history of utilizing renewable energy sources, especially hydropower, is undoubtedly one of the world leaders in renewable energy. The country has set ambitious targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and establishing a low-emission society by 2050, and provides a brilliant case study for all countries looking to balance economic growth with sustainability. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for staying with us till the end, and I'll see you again in the next one.